It's Friday. It's cold outside. You want to know what's cooking? A recipe that's good for your gut. That's what's cooking. We're making shepherd's pie with kale and semi-sweet potato mash. From this cookbook, SIBO Made Simple, Recipes to Rebalance Your Gut for Good. And joining us now is the cookbook's author, Phoebe Lapine. Welcome, Phoebe.
Hi, good to see you. Happy Friday.
Oh my gosh, happy Friday. It's really great. It's really great to see you. This particular book is of personal interest to me because I got my gallbladder removed some years ago and I didn't start paying attention to gut health until I was in a hospital. And I think I think a lot of us don't realize what we're eating and what it's doing to our insides. So let's start off with the basics, the title of the book. What does SIBO stand for, and what is your personal connection to it?
Yes, so it stands for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which sounds niche, but it actually affects so many people. It's now said via research that it accounts for over 60% of all IBS cases. And so what it is kind of an issue of location, not type. When we talk about quote unquote gut health, we're primarily talking about the large intestine, all those good beneficial bacteria. But in the small intestine, that is where we absorb our nutrients. So it historically doesn't really have, very prolific population of bacteria. And so sometimes when our digestive system breaks down in modern life, actually having your gallbladder removed is one of the risk factors. That bacteria can overgrow and it just causes these really uncomfortable symptoms. So kind of classic IBS symptoms, diarrhea, constipation, bloating, but then also some more insidious ones like leaky gut and food sensitivities and skin issues. Yeah. There's a really, really long list. And so for me, I'm no stranger to IBS over the years, but I started to develop some really strange symptoms. I was burping all the time during meals, and then the bloating was just relentless. It wasn't like, I ate something that didn't agree with me every now and then. It was pretty much every time I ate. And it would just get trapped there, kind of like an inner tube, because again, you're so much further away from an exit ramp, which is also hence the burping.
Right. I'm so glad you mentioned this, because as women, we deal with our menstruation, and God only knows, is it my gut health? Is it that time of the month? And there's so few people that are writing things that are well received and well researched to help us understand what exactly is going on in our bodies. By the way, your red top has not gone lost on me and Hazel because we're representing heart health for women. But I want to get into the recipe because this is just one of many examples of things we can cook for our gut health. And those of you watching at home, we do have a QR code up. So just get your phone up there and it'll get you straight to the recipe. Okay, so shall we? Tell us what we're making. Or what you're making, and I'm observing.
Yes, we're making a shepherd's pie. So you can kind of start with any type of ground meat. I've got some beef here. And to make it a little bit healthier and gut friendly, I've kind of balanced it out with half carrots. It's a really good mix in here. And then we're going to make it even healthier by adding some kale. So we got this all nice and browned. I'm going to add some smoked paprika, some salt, and some fresh thyme. You can use dried though. And then we're going to do some tomato paste to kind of create that rich tomatoey sauce. Get that down in there. And then for our topping, I'll tell you about in a little bit, but it's a semi-sweet potato mash. So the diet for SIBO, and I'll just say as an aside, there's no data-backed diet for SIBO. We're all kind of shooting a little bit in the dark, but the low FODMAP diet is the most researched diet for IBS and does a really good job for reducing symptoms. So people have said, if it works for IBS and 60% of IBS is SIBO, it's probably going to work for SIBO. So this is about limiting symptoms, dishes like this. There's no garlic, there's no onion. Those tend to be really problematic for IBS
the things
folks.
I love.
I know, but this is a way to really build flavor, to use your spice rack, and then to add a lot of vegetables that aren't necessarily the types that are going to bother your gut. So kale, leafy greens are a great option. You're going to get the nutrition, but not necessarily certain carbohydrates or fibers that could irritate.
You get that all in one pan, which I already love because I'm the short order cook and the dishwasher. And then to your right, is that the mash that's going to go on top? And then what do we do in the oven?
So this will wilt down, and then we're going to top it with this mash. Oh my gosh, it's heavy. So this is basically half mashed potatoes, half sweet potatoes. So you get the nutrients of the sweet potatoes, but you get the texture of the mashed potatoes.
Phoebe, while you're loading that up, I just want to remind folks, The QR code was up, and of course you can find this recipe and other fantastic recipes by Phoebe. Go to her book, SIBO Made Simple. I wish we were neighbors because I would invite myself over and have a piece. Thank you so much, Phoebe, and congratulations on the book.
Thank you, guys.